The actor's world is one of make-believe. The actor's craft is the ability to make the listeners believe. And the number one belief-building technique for actors is the use of what we call acting objectives. And today you're going to learn how you can apply this technique to your own business presentations so that you'll speak with maximum power, a power that comes from your complete commitment, a commitment that is visible on your body and audible in your voice. In my career as a professional actor and my work as a business speaker, I have occasionally neglected to use this technique, and invariably, whenever I have neglected to use this technique, I received a big no instead of the yes that I was hoping for. Here's one example from my life as an actor. The year is 1971. I'm standing on stage of the Juilliard School of Drama, and I've just completed my audition for the school. I am eagerly studying the faces of the decision makers. One of them, an austere-looking woman, speaks to me. Maria, that was a very nice audition, but you have a sibilance in your speech. You will never have a career in the theater. Hundreds of auditions later, and a few acting jobs later, the year is now 1973. I'm standing on stage of the Folger Shakespeare Theater in Washington, D.C. And I've just completed my audition for a lead role in Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. I look pretty much the way I look now, but younger. I am eagerly studying the faces of the decision makers. One of them speaks to me. Maria, very nice audition. And we would like to see you again sometime after you've lost about 50 pounds. Hundreds of auditions later, and a number of acting jobs later, the year is now 1976. I'm standing on stage of the Court Theater, New York City, on Broadway, and I've just completed my audition for a lead role in a play that David Merrick is producing. I'm eagerly studying the faces of the decision makers. One of them speaks to me. Maria, that was a very nice audition, but we just get the feeling that you wouldn't be much fun to work with. Hundreds of auditions later, and many acting jobs later. The year is now 1978. I'm standing on stage of the Minskoff Theater, New York City, on Broadway, and I'm about to audition for a role in the upcoming musical, King of Hearts. The story takes place in a small French town during World War I, and my agent has told me that they're looking for an actress who can sing and has circus skills. I'm about to audition by singing a lush, romantic ballad with my best French accent. After a few bars of music, I'm going to juggle 3 balls in the air as I continue to sing. I didn't study circus skills for nothing. Promising skies, petals on a pool, drifting, imagine these in one pair of eyes, and this is my beloved. After a few bars of music, I bend down, I whip out 3 lacrosse balls from my purse, and I start to juggle as I continue to sing. And when he moves, and when he walks with me, paradise comes suddenly near. I dropped the balls. They bounced all over the stage, and the Minskoff is a very big stage. But I didn't let it stop me. As I continued to sing, I ran around that stage, chasing the balls that were bouncing everywhere, picked them up, and continued to juggle and sing until the final note. And this is my beloved. Within 3 seconds, I heard cheering and enthusiastic applause coming from the wings. All the women waiting in the wings for their turn to audition on the Broadway stage, my competition, had burst into applause and were cheering me. This never happens in a Broadway audition. Well, I got the job, my first role on The Great White Way. And I know that you're wondering what on earth all of this has to do with your need to persuade and inspire your business listeners. Well, the answer lies in the finale to my story. I had to ask myself, what did I do that helped me land that first role on Broadway? And what did I do or not do for those auditions that I told you about earlier when I received some pretty harsh and somewhat strange feedback? First of all, I should tell you that in the theater it's almost impossible to know why you didn't get the job. But I can tell you what I know for certain. For those 3 auditions that I told you about earlier, I had neglected to apply acting objectives to build their belief. For my King of Hearts audition and every other audition that resulted in a job, I pursued my acting objectives relentlessly. This trained my mind and my body to remain completely committed to the task at hand. For King of Hearts, it trained my mind and my body to stay so focused that I had no emotional availability to be nervous, even after I dropped the balls on the stage. It trained my mind to stay so focused that I was able to run around the stage, pick up the balls, forge ahead, and turn calamity into comedy without thinking. To this very day, I am completely convinced that it was my rock-solid pursuit of my acting objectives, especially after I dropped the balls, that made that audition so funny and landed me that first role on Broadway. That audition experience holds a lesson that's important not only for actors, but for you, a business person who wants to persuade and inspire your business listeners. And that lesson is: pursue acting objectives to build listener belief.